Hey guys, welcome back for another video. This is going to be our quick picks and predictions. We're going to quickly run through every single NFL game we have coming up for the divisional round of the playoffs. This is for the people, you got little time on your hands. You need to get through these games as quickly as possible. We're going to give you our final picks and predictions for them. Who's going to win and lose for this divisional roundup and what the final score will be. First things first, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below and I will respond to every single one of them. And I also have my Twitter handle below. Make sure to follow us there, guys. We are almost to the Super Bowl. The NFL 24-25 season is almost completely over, wrapped up. A lot going on in the world of football. We also have the College Football National Championship on Monday. If you're a football fan, we cover all these sports. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we also have the other sports coming up this offseason. There's a lot to cover. But let's go ahead and get started running through these games. We want to run through them as quickly as possible for you guys. Our very first matchup is going to be this Saturday, January 18th at 4:30 p.m. on ESPN, our AFC Divisional round. We have the 10-7 Houston Texans coming off of beating the Chargers. They showed what the ceiling could have been for the team throughout the entire season. They played great on offense. They played great on defense, especially defense. They were led by Anderson Jr., Hunter, Derek Singletary Jr. had 2 picks. This team dominated on both sides of the ball. They were limping coming into the playoffs, but they played their best football this past weekend. Props to Stroud. Stroud was throwing the ball, running the ball. They look great. Can they carry that momentum now versus the 15-2, the defending Super Bowl champs looking for back-to-back-to-back Super Bowl wins here, the Kansas City Chiefs? It's a shame you're running that hot right now, and you got to go up against this veteran team. Right now, the Chiefs 62.4% chance to win this game, 7.5-point favorites. Over here is 41.5 for the Texans. They're going to be led by Stroud, 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 picks, averaging 21.9, throwing for 207, running for 112, giving up 21.9 points a game. But they're going to have to play their best football here. They're going to need a great game from Stroud, Mixon, Collins. Collins is the top 3 wide receiver when he's healthy. They are definitely going to need him this game. And for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 picks. They didn't even play Week 18. It's been a while since they played. They might be rusty, but we know that they have the experienced veterans. They always play their best football in the playoffs. Reed will have this team prepared, ready to go. They're averaging 22.6, throwing for 222, running for 105, only giving up 19.2 points a game. They have a top 7 defense, only giving up 101.8 on the ground. Look out for Chris Jones. Houston's had a pretty questionable offensive line throughout the season. Kansas City wants to get as much pressure consistently on him over 4 quarters as possible. They will be coming after him, ears pinned back, get sacks, turnovers, force some errant throws, and they have Hollywood Brown back to stretch the field vertically. They are fully healthy right now. Hunt, Pacheco, Brown, Kelsey, they have the weapons, they have the experience. They just have to get through Houston, who's playing really good football right now. This game might be a little closer than some people think, but I still have Kansas City winning this one 27-20. And then our next game on Saturday is going to be at 8 p.m. on Fox, the NFC Divisional game. The 12-5 Washington Commanders showed what they can do when they make a couple changes. They brought in Daniels, Quinn. They won their first playoff game since 2005. They have a top 8 offense. They are going to need it. They're going up against the number 1 offense in the NFL, the 15-2 Detroit Lions, who are on a mission this season to pick up where they left off last year. This team has Super Bowl aspirations. They can easily win the Super Bowl this season. They have the offense to do it. When you're playing an offense that averages over 33 points a game, you have to be capable of counterpunching and slugging it out with them. Washington has the offense to do that. They have a top 8 offense. They are going to need it. They are going to need to play their best football. They cannot have turnovers this game. If they give the ball back to Detroit, they will turn that into points. That is a certainty. Right now, the Lions have a 72.2% chance to win this game. They are 8.5-point favorites. The over here is 55.5. Jaden Daniels, it's what he can do through the air. It's what he can do on the ground that gives them a chance to win this game. Right now, 3,600 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. He has 6 rushing touchdowns. He has just under 900 yards on the ground. This is a dominating performance he's had. He's probably going to be the offensive rookie of the year. As an offense, top 8 offense, they average 28.5 points a game. And they're going to need every single one of those points. They throw for 216. They run for 150. They're giving up 23 points a game. And on the other side, Goff picked up right where he left off last season, 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 picks, averaging 33.2 points a game. That is the number 1 offense in the NFL. They throw for 263. They run for 146. Very balanced on offense. They average about 415 yards of offense every game. They're only giving up 20.1. Even with all the injuries they've had on defense, they still have a top 5 rush defense in the NFL, only giving up 98.4. They come after you. They don't have Hutchinson, but they can still move the ball. And for Washington, they have Daniels. He's also the leading rusher, just under 900 yards. Robinson Jr., you got to step up and take some pressure off of Daniels on the ground. They need a more consistent run game from their running backs as they go deeper into the playoffs, and they also have Scary Terry with 1,100 yards. For Detroit, they get Montgomery back to pair with Gibbs, two 1,000-yard caliber backs. They have St. Brown. He's a top 5 wide receiver. We have the Lions winning this one. The game might be close first half, but their offense pulls away second half. They win it 31-21. They cover that huge spread, but we're going to go with the under. And then our next two games are going to be on Sunday. The first one, the NFC Divisional round on NBC at 3 p.m. The 10-7 LA Rams, don't judge the Rams by the record. Really bad first half, but they had a lot of injuries to their wide receiver core. Once they got all their weapons back, they completely took off second half because they have the weapons. They can score with anyone. They're going to need that scoring versus the Eagles, who have a great offense, but they have an elite-level defense. Do not turn the ball over, and you could potentially stay in this game, but you got to go up against the 14-3 Philadelphia Eagles. They have the offense. They have the defense. This is a team built to potentially make a run at the Super Bowl. It's what they can do on the ground, number 2 rushing in the NFL, and they need a healthy Jalen Hurts. Was not fully himself this past weekend, but he was a little rusty. Hadn't played in about 3 games. Once he gets back to being 100%, he can run the ball. Tush, push, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. They're going to be a hard offense to stop, and they ground the clock out. They control time of possession, keeping the ball potentially out of the Rams' offense's hands. Right now, the Eagles, 65.4% chance to win this game. They are 6-point favorites. Over here is 43.5. Right now, the Rams, they have Stafford, 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, 8 picks. They average 21.6. They throw for 228. They run for 104. They're giving up 22.7 points a game. They have a lot of holes on their defensive side, but as long as their offense plays a good, clean, consistent game, that can keep them in this game. They just need the ball last fourth quarter. They definitely have a chance to win it, and they'll be playing with the Eagles. They have Hurts, 2,900 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. He also has 4 rushing touchdowns out of that. This is a very multiple offense. They average 27.2. That's top 8 in the NFL. They throw for 188. They run for 179, number 2 rushing offense, and they're only giving up 17.8 points a game. That is a top 3 defense. This defense is physical. Top 5 secondary, top 5 rush defense right now. Very balanced on that defensive side. It is going to test the Rams on offense, which potentially could lead to some turnovers there, and the Eagles can control this game on the ground. Looking at the Rams, they have Williams, Nakua, Cooper Kupp, Atwell. Lots of weapons there to spread the ball out to, but the Eagles can match you position for position. The best running back in the NFL, Saquon Barkley, 2,005 rushing yards. Didn't even play the last game. They have Brown, Smith. As long as they have a good game from Hurts, this team can dominate on both sides of the ball. We have the Eagles winning this one 27-21. As of right now, that's a push, and we're going with the over. But I do see that line moving by the time that we get to game day. And our last game of the divisional round, the Sunday night game, might be the best game of the season so far. 6:30 p.m. on CBS, the AFC divisional round, the 12-5 Baltimore Ravens versus the 13-4 Buffalo Bills. 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season facing off, the 2 MVP frontrunners. This game is going to be close. It's going to be a fun one. I don't have a horse in this race, but it's just going to be a fun football game to watch. Right now, Ravens 50% chance to win this game. Buffalo 50% chance to win this game. It's a pick-em, basically. A 50-50 matchup. The Ravens 1-point favorites. Over in here is 51.5. Lamar Jackson, one of the best seasons I've seen from a quarterback in modern football history this year. 4,200 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns, 4 picks. He also had 4 rushing touchdowns, 45 total touchdowns, and only 4 turnovers. This guy's been dominating video game numbers. They have the number 3 offense. They average 30.5 points a game. They throw for 237. They run for 188. The number 1 rushing offense. They're giving up 21.2 points a game. The number 1 rush defense in the NFL, only giving up 80.1 yards per game. For Josh Allen, he had 41 total touchdowns, 3,700 yards, 28 passing, 6 picks, 13 rushing. Didn't even play the last game, only played 1 snap, still finished the season 41 total touchdowns. They have the number 2 offense, they average 30.9. They throw for 228, they run for 131. They're giving up 21.6 points per game. Lots of playmakers on these 2 teams. There's going to be a lot of talent on the field. For Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, he also has 1,000 yards rushing. Derrick Henry just under 2,000 yards. That's as good as running the ball as it gets, those 2 guys. They have Flowers is banged up, Bateman, Andrews, likely. For Buffalo, Cook with 1,000 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. Shakir, Coleman, Cooper. So much talent on the field. It's the quarterback play. Who's going to dominate this game in the trenches? Will come down to the fourth quarter. Will come down to who has the ball last. That's a hard thing to predict right now. But as of right now, I have Buffalo winning this one 33-27. But it's a coin flip here. Anyone can win this game. Guys, that's our quick picks and predictions. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below, and I will respond to every one of them. Thank you.